Hello there, it's Jenny from Southern Savers. Glad to have you guys join me tonight. We're trying something new, and I'm still trying to make part of this screen go away. So we'll see how this works. Let's see, getting closer. So you should start to, there we go, there's the magic button. Why we are moving to this is if you're logged in, you should be able to chat in the far right-hand box on your screen, which is what everyone missed from our old Spreecast sessions. So in terms of kind of bringing back some live, we can all sit here and be more all on the same page in a sense. At the same time, I'll confess this is semi-new to me. It's a little bit different on the back end side of Hangouts. So we have to have a play session too, I guess, to learn some of those differences. But you can ask anything you'd like. If you will, sometimes call out your question with maybe like a Q in front of it or something like that. That will help me to spot them in the chat because all of our questions and our chats are all in the same place. So hopefully if you've done that, I can spot them easier and be able to jump in and say, oh, that's a question, and I don't miss it in a long chat window that's going quickly. So hopefully that'll be enough to help us all get going today too. We are gonna start with drugstores, which was our plan. And as we kind of go through any of that, any questions I am totally fine with throughout our time here. So we're gonna start with Walgreens and Rite Aid because we did CVS last week, but we can always go back to CVS questions. I live at CVS weekly, so I'm cool with talking about anything you want, anywhere you want. So drugstores really are worth the effort. And just to kind of go over that part first. For me today, I could sit here and we'll give you a full panoramic view of the dining room. But that's what we got at CVS. It's still all set up because I did a video on it earlier today that will be up on the site tomorrow. But we spent like $1.80 on all of that. It's 4 razors and 3 deodorants and shampoos, conditioners, Tide detergents. There's a ton there, and it is not worth $1.80 normally. So you have to be willing to try the drugstores. There are things you're gonna use, I hope. I don't wanna know if you don't use deodorant and other items in the drugstores. We need them. So Walgreens, let's start there. Walgreens has 2 programs that they run. One is Balance Rewards, one is Register Rewards. Balance Rewards is their newer program. Register Rewards have been around for quite a long time. So we'll start with Register Rewards because that is what is kind of the closest to CVS. Register Rewards print on, well, next to your receipt on a little piece of paper. So it's similar to the way that we're used to Extra Care Bucks working. I buy a participating item, I earn a reward for buying that item. And that's just how they work. Now, I have to buy the participating item, I have to buy the right item, so not everything is gonna print it. And I am allowed to use a coupon with it, but Register Rewards have quirks. So if I go in, we're gonna use all my CVS stuff today as show and tell. If I go in and I wanna buy this deodorant, and there's a $2 off coupon in the Sunday paper, or a printable, that's really what it is right now. I wanna use a $2 off coupon and I wanna pay with a $2 Register Reward from last week. And I'm thinking, you know what, it's gonna be free. Deodorant costs $4, I'm gonna pair these 2 coupons together, I'm gonna pay nothing. No, that's not gonna work. That Register Reward is a manufacturer's coupon, and that's what throws a lot of people off because we look at Register Rewards and we think of them like CVS Extra Care Bucks. We think of them like currency, but they're not currency. They are manufacturer's coupons. They have to be used like a manufacturer's coupon. The difference though is that they're blank. So they aren't for Speed Stick. They aren't for anything. They're just $2 off your next purchase. Thanks for buying whatever brand. but I don't have to buy that brand to use it either. So a solution, if I want to go in and I want to buy this and I want to use a manufacturer's coupon and a register award, I have to have a second product. I have to find something in the store. It doesn't matter how much it costs even. I have to have 2 items so that I can use those 2 coupons. So the register award is a blank coupon, really. What most of us would do is go in and find like a 10-cent Laffy Taffy or a pencil or a clearance little single candy left over from Christmas or left over from a holiday. So that now I have 2 items, the deodorant and a 10-cent little item. I use the $2 off coupon on the deodorant, and I use the $2 register reward on the small little filler item. In the end, I will owe 10 cents, the price of the filler item, but I did get to use both coupons. So to check out with register awards in Walgreens, I need to count the number of items that I'm buying, count the number of manufacturer coupons that I'm using, and make sure that they equal each other. And this is the only drugstore that we have to do this in. CVS and Rite Aid, their reward system is currency. So if I want to walk in and I want to buy all these razors that I bought today, and I want to use store coupons on them, and I want to use manufacturer's coupons on them, I can. And my total due can end up being, I don't know, $17 and some odd cents. I can hand them $17 in extra care bucks and walk out literally owing just the cents of what was left over, or the tax in some situations. That's fine in CVS, fine in Rite Aid, not fine in Walgreens, because it isn't currency, it is a manufacturer's coupon. So just so you've got that straight between the two. So the other program in Walgreens, that's register awards. Well, let's cover one more quirk of register awards, since I have 2 matching products. You go in, this is pretend, by the way, so don't go in and try to run this deal today. But let's say that I go in and I buy a Venus razor and I get a $4 register award. And you're thinking, sweet, I've got a $3 off coupon. This is going to end up making free razors. I'm just going to buy a ton. Well, if you go in and you buy this razor and it prints a $4 register award, and you think, okay, well, I'm going to buy this razor and I'm going to use that first $4 register award towards it, it will not print another register award. So you cannot repeat a deal back to back. I cannot buy this one, earn a reward, use it to buy this one. That doesn't work. So only one of each item, pretty much. Just think of them all as a limit of 1. If you want to go crazy and you want more, you're going to have to put something in the middle. So I'm going to have to buy the razor, use the register award from the razor to pay for the deodorant, hopefully get a register award from the deodorant, and use that to buy another razor. And that is very complicated, especially in a store that already has other quirks and complications. So just be ready to go with one of each item as you go through. So that's the first one. Now Balance Rewards for Walgreens. So Balance Rewards is their newest program. They started it almost, I guess, a year and a half ago now. And this is linked to the new card that they have in the store. So I go into the store, I buy something that has points, and then I use that. I earn those points, and I can use those points towards my next transaction. And I'm going to show you a screenshot that I have that's just one little presentation window. We're going to look at this for a second instead of me. So you're looking at PowerPoint. But just so you can see it. So this is Balance Rewards. I earn points based on Balance Rewards, and I earn them from that transaction towards another transaction. So I don't have them right away. I have to pay for them just like I would with a paper reward system. So on here, I have just an example of clear shampoo that you can see down in the corner. And if I buy a clear shampoo item, I'm going to get 2,000 points. They mention that there's a coupon in the Sunday paper as well. So those 2,000 points equal $2. So 1,000 points is equal to $1. In the end, you've got a pretty good deal if that's how you looked at it. There are some quirks to this program. The biggest one being that if I walked in, I wanted to buy that clear shampoo, I had a $2 off manufacturer's coupon, even better. I'm going to pay $2.99. I'm going to earn 2,000 points. This is sounding good. But if the little machine, as you're checking out, says, hey, you have 3,000 points. Do you want to use them? That would be $3 off, or even 1,000 points. Do you want to use it? And you say yes. If you use your balance rewards in a transaction that you're hoping to earn rewards, you will earn nothing. So you cannot earn them and use them in the same transaction. And that is massive to remember. And it can cause a lot of grief. So just be ready for that, I guess. It's very frustrating for folks because the little machine doesn't tell you that. It doesn't say, heads up, you might not want to use these right now. No, it just says, hey, you've got some points laying around and you could use them, and you say yes, and now you earned nothing. So I cannot use them and earn them in the same transaction. There is a plus side to balance rewards, just so we're not 100% negative on Walgreens. Again, I'm going to pull up my two little razors here. If I went in and these were each giving 4,000 points, which is equal to $4, just like that register reward example I gave you a second ago, I actually could buy 2 of them and the system will give me 8,000 points. So unlike the register rewards, which are all a limit of 1, balance rewards usually are, it's a much higher limit. Now, folks will say there is a limit around like 4 or 5, and it actually differs, and it differs per item. But if you wanted to get 2 or 3, you're always safe in that boat. And that's the fun part of balance rewards, to look at it that way. So let me look through and make sure we don't have any Walgreens questions before I keep going one more time on Walgreens. And I agree with everyone in chat that CVS is the best, but we have to talk about the other ones. Now, I mentioned that register rewards get kind of quirky. I can't use the same one back to back. It can just cause you some issues, even in having to have filler items and counting the number of things you are purchasing. And then balance rewards are tricky because I can't use them and earn them. But there is a solution. So let's say I go in, this is giving a $4 register reward, and this is earning points. I could go in, I can buy this, earn the register reward, use the register reward from this item to pay for this one. In the end, I may owe nothing. I will still earn the points. So this is a fun way to use their system, is using both systems to pay for each other. So I pay for my register reward items first. I use all my register reward items to help pay for my balance reward items. Balance reward points, as long as you shop in Walgreens once every 6 months, never expire. So I can save those points. The next time I come back into Walgreens, I use those points to pay for my register reward items, earn my register rewards, use those to pay for balance rewards. Does that kind of make sense? We're using the 2 programs simultaneously, but never with each other. I'm not going register reward to register reward. I'm going register reward to balance reward and then back the next time I come in. So in a sense, while it sounds super duper complicated, it's actually less transactions than you would probably do in CVS. Because for me, on a big week, like if you saw the video that I put up last week on YouTube, we might do 4 transactions in CVS, where Walgreens, I would probably just stick with 2. I'd buy all my register rewards. I would use those register rewards to pay for all of our balance rewards, and we would head home. So that is Walgreens in a nutshell. If there are any questions on Walgreens, I would be glad to go there. But at the same time, if you're completely lost already, I don't blame you either. So let's go to Rite Aid. And Rite Aid is the easiest in my boat because Rite Aid is a lot like CVS. And while we've already covered CVS, to go back through it would be kind of a waste of our hour. But the concept is that I buy an item and I get a plus up reward at Rite Aid, exact same thing as an extra care buck in CVS, and these rewards are currency. So if I go in and I buy this deodorant and I earn a $2 plus up reward, that $2 plus up reward can be used on anything in the store and can be used with store and manufacturer's coupons. So if they tell me my total due is $2, I can give them the $2 plus up reward. Really, it's saved to your card, so it's just gonna come off already. But you're gonna pay that and then owe just the tax on the item. So it's pretty nice. I don't have to think about counting items and keeping track of things. It's just like CVS in all of its great ways. And because of that, couponers became like crazy people as soon as they turned the system on, and they freaked out, right? It isn't very coupon friendly from a corporate down level. So they made a few changes. Plus up rewards in Rite Aid expire in 14 days. In CVS, they expire in 30 days, which is awesome. Rite Aid isn't that way. You got 14 days, but the worst one that Rite Aid did is that your plus up rewards do not activate until the next shopping day. So if I earn them today, even tonight, it's not gonna work until tomorrow. When I go back into the store has to start over again, then you get to buy more. So really, I'm in Rite Aid and I'm gonna have to buy it all in one transaction because I can't buy some, use some rewards, buy some more, I can't roll transactions like I would have in CVS or Walgreens. Doesn't work that way. So you're gonna have to be okay with that, just a big transaction, putting it all on the counter at the same time, earning all of those plus up rewards, and then using those plus up rewards to buy more things next week. Now, in all of that, and it's frustrating for folks, I do want to mention one thing that Rite Aid has, or I guess two things that Rite Aid has that are pretty awesome. First, as you shop in Rite Aid throughout the year, you're earning points, not that go towards any like dollar rewards, but that go towards a higher savings level. So if you are a very loyal Rite Aid shopper and you spend $500 before manufacturer and store coupons, it's after plus up rewards, but before all the coupons that you would use, you spend $500. You will earn 10% off, or silver status, 10% off of your entire purchase that's not on sale, so regular priced items, for the rest of this year and all of next year. If I spend $1,000 in Rite Aid before manufacturer's coupons and before store coupons, and this can include prescriptions, if I spend $1,000, then I earn 20% off all items in Rite Aid that are regular price for the rest of this year and all of next year. That's on top of the plus up rewards that you would already earn. So there will be deals where I go into Rite Aid, and I've tried to pull some of these out lately in scenarios to try to make it make more sense. But if I go into Rite Aid and these are on sale, just get $10 in plus up rewards when you buy 3 Gillette razors. We're just going with what's on the table. I go in, they're not on sale. They're just regular price razors. You buy 3 razors, you're gonna get a $10 plus up reward. Well, I'm gonna get 20% off of these razors if I've hit gold status, and I'm still gonna earn the $10 plus up reward. So for folks who are loyal to Rite Aid, the deals do get better because of your silver or your gold status. So don't just like throw them out the window and not be willing to even look at the things that you have, but at least consider the items that they have. Brian is mentioning the third thing that Rite Aid changed, and I'll highlight it. So Brian, this is the one thing with capitalizing, you'll see what it's gonna do. It has a fun feature where I can put your comment up on the screen for everyone. It actually doesn't look bad in all caps. We can read it. I was worried it might be massive, but I'll read it for you. He says, the problem with Rite Aid is that whatever amount you have in plus up rewards has to be spent in full because it's not a paper receipt that you tear off and hand the cashier. So if I have $16 in plus up rewards, I have to spend the entire $16 to the penny before the plus up rewards come off. Yes, you can't use a piece of those plus up rewards. And I actually hadn't even finished reading your comment. There's actually a little bit more of a complication to this. So they're stored on your card like an e-coupon. And if you think about how those work in grocery stores, I scan my card, I bought an item, and it just comes off instantly at the register. I can't stop it. And those of us who live in an area that have double coupons, we can't, I don't want to use an e-coupon. It doesn't double. I want to use a paper coupon. I can't stop it. It's come off. Well, the same thing will happen in Rite Aid. So if I have $16 in Plus Up rewards in my store, I scan my Rite Aid card, they come off. And I haven't even used my manufacturer's coupons yet. So I would actually encourage most folks to not scan their Rite Aid cards until after they have used other manufacturer coupons, until it's kind of one of those, your total due is, then you scan your card so that these e-coupons come off when you want them to come off. And yes, Brian's right. So I do have to purchase the full amount of what I have. Now, if I have Plus rewards that are in smaller increments, so I earned a $2 for this and I earned a $4 for this, I don't have to buy $6. They will come off as a $4 and leave the $2 for another purchase. But most of us aren't going to do that. We're going to be in Rite Aid buying a big transaction of all of this week's deals and using all of last week's Plus Up rewards to do it. So it's going to be pretty rare for you to have Plus Up rewards that you do leave on your card. But like CVS, they can actually mark down an extra care buck. They can say, oh, well, you only owe $4.95, and they'll take $4.95 off. You don't get the 5 cents back, but you can at least use a $5 extra care buck in that moment. You cannot do that in Rite Aid. You can't do it in Walgreens either. Walgreens will not reduce the value of their rewards in any way, shape, or form. Patricia has a CVS question. At CVS, I received a $6 reward for Speed Stick, and it says there's a limit on the reward. Is there a limit for that particular item I purchased or all the qualifying items? So Latricia, the limit is for all of the qualifying items, and technically the ad says that there's a limit of 1, but I will confess, I'll show you my receipt today, that it actually doesn't appear that the limit is 1. So let me see if I can hold this up and you can actually read it. This is what a CVS receipt looks like. And that soft soap, spend 12, get 6 extra care bucks. That is the deal. And usually, if you have completed a deal, let's see, none of these say that I've completed them, but usually they'll have little stars next to them that say offer limit reached. This one does not. So I would say, unlike us thinking that it's a limit of 1 because that's what the ad had said, it's really more than that. It's really a limit of possibly 2. We'll have to see as folks buy it. But it's for all of the participating items for that deal. So if you wanted to buy the Colgate, which makes for free toothpaste, or the Speed Stick, you can only do so many, but it's at least 2. So you can get a few more items if you wanted to. So Annette's saying with Plus Up rewards, you can turn it off and they'll print on the end of your receipt as coupons. You used to be able to do this online, Annette, and you can't anymore. They deactivated that option. I have had folks say that the store can do it for you sometimes, but anytime I've asked in the store, they also have no clue what I'm talking about. So in terms of turning that off and having them still print as coupons, this may be something that you need to call corporate about to have them do it. I don't know. I've given up trying because it isn't available. It used to be available in your My Rite Aid online account, and it's not. It's not an option. But if you have an idea as to how to do it, I would love your insight, because it would definitely make it all easier for all of us to know how to do that. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone else's questions. I don't know that I would even take notes, Brian, as I read back. You're saying you don't have one within 45 minutes of you, or you would go. There are deals there, but I honestly haven't been in Walgreens in over a year. I would rather just rotate between Rite Aid and CVS. They both have decent deals. I don't do a ton of Rite Aid, but I did do enough of Rite Aid last year that we hit silver level for this year. We never hit gold. We do our prescriptions at CVS, but I was content with that for just a few times of coming in and out. Let's see. So I think one other thing I didn't talk about with Rite Aid so far is their video values system. So when you are in, if you go online to riteaid.com, and you look on their account, you will see video values as a way for savings. And these are small commercials that you can watch. At the end of the commercial, you will earn access to a coupon. You can save the coupon in your Rite Aid account, not print it, or you can print it out. If you save it, you're really just saving it to print later. You have to print them. And I would encourage you, if you think you're going to be a Rite Aid shopper, to at least watch the videos of products that you are fairly sure you would buy. If you live anywhere near a buy low, which is South Carolina, South Georgia, some in Tennessee, and North Carolina, I highly recommend that you watch a number of these Rite Aid video value commercials, because buy low will take those store coupons as competitor coupons. So we get to kind of use these in two ways depending on where you live. But you do want to look into them. It's a ton of store coupons, really more than either of the other two grocery stores or other drugstores have, using the video value system. Rite Aid and Walgreens both offer e-coupons from their website. However, their e-coupons are manufacturer coupons, just like they would be from a grocery store. So don't run in getting super excited about that, thinking that they are store coupons. They are not. Only Rite Aid video values are store coupons. Walgreens doesn't really have store coupons outside of their monthly booklet that they'll have right by the front door. That's where you're going to find Walgreens store coupons or what's in the weekly ad. CVS, we're going to get them from online. We're going to get them in our emails. Brian mentioned earlier in chat joining the CVS Beauty Club, which we talked about last week. The Beauty Club, you'll earn 5 extra care bucks for every $50 that you spend in the store. But being part of the Beauty Club, so go to cvs.com, create an account, and you'll see Beauty Club is under the Extra Care tab on their website. But being part of the Beauty Club also gets you more coupons at the CVS Coupon Center, so it's worthwhile. And then a fun perk is that you also get a $3 extra care buck when your birthday rolls around. I found that out this week. I don't usually give my correct birthday online. That's my husband's doing. He's a internet security kind of guy, and you just shouldn't give all your personal information correctly all the time. So CVS thinks that this is my birthday, and they send you a $3 extra care buck for your birthday as part of the Beauty Club. So you get lots of perks to be in that system, but the additional coupons are well worth it. So you can get them online through emails, you can print them online, but you can also get them at the CVS Coupon Center in the store, and then you can use those with manufacturer's coupons with extra care bucks as you're checking out. So as we go through, I do want to hit one thing. So Amber, yours isn't a question, but I'm going to stick it up there anyway. I personally push this for everyone who's getting started. Do not become overwhelmed trying to run to 97 stores to get every single deal that is in your city. You just need to pick one grocery store and one drugstore. There are enough deals between those two choices that you're going to save a ton of money. So don't feel like you have to get every single thing as you go through when you're shopping. Now, what I would recommend with drugstores is that you pick the best option, which is CVS. I highly recommend that, and I think you guys were even saying that earlier in the chat. Highly recommend that CVS be your first choice. It's the easiest of the 3 drugstores. But just picking one of the 3 is plenty. If you need diaper deals, that's the one exception. If you need diaper deals, then you need to follow more than one drugstore possibly to be able to have enough for what you're needing. So you're following Rite Aid and CVS just for diaper deals, that's fine. But all the rest of us, we don't need to do that. So one drugstore, I mean, I got 3 deodorants and 4 razors today. That's enough for the next 6 months. I got shampoo and conditioner last week. You got shampoo and conditioner this week. You're good after just a few weeks of this. We don't have to go all the time. But then when it comes to grocery stores, I would pick the best grocery store in your area. Amber mentions that she definitely goes in for Super Doubles, a Harris Teeter. For me, it's a toss-up between Bilo and Publix, just depending on who has the best ad. Brian saying, he goes to two just because they're 500 feet apart from each other, so why not? I agree. If some things are easy, why not head to both of them and hit the best of both deals? But if your issue is time, then just hit one. Get everything you need at that store. Everything will come on sale at the store that you're shopping at. So you may look and see that store A has General Mills, buy one, get one, and store B doesn't. But store B will have General Mills on sale in just a few more weeks. I don't have to run in and go crazy unless I just really want to. But just so you see that they're all going to give you what you need in the end. I wanted us to talk about budgeting if we could get there. I don't know if you guys even want to talk about it, but only because we've had a lot of questions over the last few weeks, and it's the beginning of the year. So usually at the beginning of the year, that's when all the budgeting emails start filling up my inbox. And in terms of budgeting, last week someone asked a question specifically about one product, and that was stocking up on paper goods and what a budget should be for paper goods. I didn't really give you a specific answer on that. So when we talk budgets, I don't want to talk a budget down to this pinhole amount, because that is really putting yourself in a weird situation. If we have a paper goods budget and we have a diapers budget and we have a this budget. So for us, and what I would recommend for you is that you focus on, we have a personal care budget, or we have a household items budget, or a grocery budget. In our household, that's all put together. So it's just anything really that I'm going to be in a store buying gets put into one lump sum budget. But a few tips for budgeting as we go through is, first off, this is a Dave Ramsey tip, is that you always budget down to a $0 level. And I highly recommend that as well. That we're not leaving money on the table, because when I do leave money on the table, that leaves me the ability to say, hey, I want that, and there's money left in the budget, so I know I can get it. No, money is budgeted down to the last penny so that I know that I'm saving money. I know that savings has been accounted for. I know that tithing has been accounted for, and I know exactly everything else that we're spending. So you want to definitely be very specific as to where every single thing is going as you're laying things out. The next thing to look at is how much you're spending in each category. A lot of banks would say no more in the housing category than 30% of your income. You can get creative with that, though. What do you view the housing category? Your mortgage, or your mortgage and your interest, or your mortgage and your interest and your insurance? I would say you need to include all of it. Everything needs to be going through and maxed out based on what you're spending in that category. Okay, my husband's helping us moderate comments, and he feels that I need to answer your question, Barbara. So wanting to budget, I want to know how you manage budgeting with the immediate coupon versus some of the rebates that take 2 to 6 weeks to come back, or that come back as PayPal or something as non-cash. For me, I count whatever we spend in the grocery store as being part of this week's budget. What comes back as a rebate or cash is usually going to be counted in as just straight savings because of the way that it comes back. It's going to come back in as a direct deposit into our bank account with a lot of these guys. So like Savings Star is a direct deposit. Checkout 51 mails me a check. Those are the two that we use the most, Savings Star and Checkout 51. So they both just went straight into the bank because I had to take the check to the bank and cash it, versus ending back around in our grocery budget later on. So for me, it's after the fact, and it doesn't have much of an impact on the grocery budget. You could take that money and kind of put it back in the grocery envelope, in a sense, if you wanted to. But the problem is that you may not see that for a little while. Savings Star, you're going to see it pretty quick. The money is in your account within 2 to 3 days. You only need $5, and you can get it out through direct deposit. So I don't have to wait a lot of time. Checkout 51, they're going to mail me a check when I have $20 saved up. That could take you a month, month and a half before you saw that money. So it's not going to count into this month's budget. More than likely not going to count into this month's budget. The other apps that are out there, like Ibotta and Shopmium and Shrink and all those others, most of them pay via PayPal. which again is going into a checking account, or you're going to use for online purchases, which is never going to be grocery again. So that is why, for me, it doesn't usually end up back in the grocery budget unless it was an immediate kind of response. So if I did hit Saving Star, this would be a couple weeks ago, we hit the Saving Star, $10 back on $30 purchase of Procter & Gamble. That was enough to where, boom, I had it back in our account before Friday even came. That's fine. It can be counted back into the grocery budget. If I've got it this week, we're not putting it off past this week, I'm not going to remember. So that it just kind of depends on timing there too. Let's see. So Brian is talking about gas, incorporating that into the budget too, because Giant Foods up in his area gives you gas items when you purchase specific items and all kinds of gas deals as well. So yes, you do. And for us down in the South, we don't have Giant, but Bilo would be where I would point you, or Winn-Dixie. And you'll even notice on the Southern Savers list for those particular stores that I will tell you makes it cost $1 after gas savings, because we have to factor that in to, you know, in general. I'm about to turn around and buy the gas in the gas station in 5 minutes. I got to factor it into the budget, and you might as well take it out of one of those sections, whichever one you do. But for us, it's going to come and help the grocery budget. Okay, Lowe's Foods as well. Amber's mentioning them. That they also have gas savings as you go through. I'm loving the price of gas right now, because with our fuel perks at Bilo, it's pretty easy to get a free tank or 50 cents a gallon because of all the gas savings that are there, along with gas. Right now in our city, I saw $1.82 yesterday. That's a pretty fun moment. So other things for budgeting, just so we don't get off topic. With housing, I said 30%, and I would encourage you to make that be your mortgage. Any PMI that you owe, which is your mortgage, insurance payments and interest and anything, which is usually all lumped together as well. We had our mortgage insurance. My brain is losing all its words right now. Our insurance, our taxes are not in escrow with our mortgage company, so those are separate, but I'm still going to include them all in the same category, even though I'm not writing them all in the same check. You need to also include anything else that's falling into that boat for housing. Then you get into other sections too, so your car payments, your car insurance, everything that's going to go into an automotive or a transportation category. And you need to deal with these big ticket items that obviously have to be paid every month. The price isn't going to change every month. Those are coming out first. And then as we get down to what could change, that's where we're going to have to get creative, because now we're down to the category that feeds us, and there might not be a lot of money left. So we're going to get creative. We're going to get creative as to how we make ends meet, and we're going to coupon more or whatever else we can do. But that's how we're going to start all the way down the budget. And then where you can be creative and where you can make changes, we're going to try to make the best changes that we can. A few tips on some of those categories. It's the beginning of the year, so it's a great time. You should always have your insurance re-quoted every year with different companies. So you may love your insurance company. You may have been with them for the last 20 years, but it does not mean that they have the best price. So every year it's calling around and it's saying who has the best price. Are there any new discounts that you qualify for? If I put a fire extinguisher in my kitchen, can I get a discount for that? Can I get a discount for this? Just anything to try to reduce those costs is huge. And there are a number of companies that are vying for your business, so they're definitely going to try. You can also look at playing around with deductibles, but by increasing your deductible, you're also increasing your risk, so you need to make sure you can cover that risk if something happens as well. But that's the huge way to save. Another one that you should also call and renegotiate at least once a year is your cable and your internet rates, because calling around, seeing who has what rates, you can always pit kind of each company against each other. So you have Time Warner Cable, we just have internet here. we don't have cable, but we could call and say with our cable bill, hey, we called the DSL company and they said it would be this much a month, and see what the cable company is willing to give you. More often than not, when we've made those phone calls, they've always come down in price. So use the first of the year to put a little bit of, elbow grease behind some of your normal payments to see what you can do to bring those payments down. And I would push you, first off, if you haven't already gotten this memo from me and numerous other posts, that if money is tight, cable is the first thing that needs to go. It does not feed you, clothe you, house you, or keep you warm. It is just there to entertain you. But you can read a book. You do not have to do that. And there are lots of other ways to be entertained without having to spend $100 a month on cable. So don't go there. Now, Latricia was sharing a favorite budget program that she used. So if anyone else is interested, the youneedabudget.com is one that she recommends. There are lots of them out there. I know Dave Ramsey even has a simple paper one that you can get off of their website if you'd like to just walk you through. If you've never done a budget before, please, and you're married, please do this with your spouse. Y'all have to be on the same page with where your money is going, or it's just going to cause even greater difficulties and frustrations. And one thing to help you in that too, if you have a lot of things that end up kind of catching you, expenses where he goes off and he buys a stereo and you want to go off and buy this, and it all adds up, obviously. My husband and I, when we first got married, were reading a book by Crown Financial Ministries. This was over a decade ago. But one thing that was in that book that was really, really helpful was to put up a list, put it on the back of your bedroom door, put it somewhere in the house. And if you want something, it's not a need, you just want something, and it's over a certain value that you have both decided upon. So back in that time, we were super, super poor. It's over 25 bucks. It goes on the list. If you leave it there for 30 days, then you can kind of have a group decision. After it's been there for 30 days, do I still want this, or have I already put something else on the list that I want more? That's usually what happens. 30 days ago, I wanted this item. Now I don't really want it. I want something else instead. This is a great way to stop you from making just urgent, I had to have it, and I was in the store, and I saw it, and so I grabbed it. Can't do that. It's got to go on the list, and it's got to sit there for 30 days. Now we're talking want versus need. You can't put toilet paper on the list. That is a need item, but it is a great way to stop you from making impulsive purchases, to have some kind of list that's keeping you from doing that right away. To go back, Brian was talking about Comcast, that he did that with Comcast and saved $80 a month starting next week just by calling them, I'm guessing, Brian, and pitting them against each other, pitting them against some other company. They do come down. They're very willing to come down. So this needs to be on your yearly to-do list to make these phone calls and try to alter your budget. $80 a month times 12 months, that's a lot of money. So good job. I'm quite impressed with how much you got them to come down. So another thing to mention too, and Brian shared this in terms of PayPal, so I'm just going to keep putting your little comments up for everyone to see, is looking at doing things through rewards. So he's paying his bills through a PayPal debit card. It's really coming straight out of the bank, so it's not even a credit card. You earn 1% back. So by the end of the month, after paying all of your monthly bills, you're getting $30 back in your PayPal account. That's awesome. I like the idea of it being a debit card, so you're not putting yourself in a credit situation where you didn't then pay off the credit card. If you feel like you are good enough and you would pay off the credit card, there are some that pay a little higher than 1% right now. In terms of a cashback program, I know the Chase Freedom card is the big one that a lot of folks love, or going with a rewards type card that is something that you will use on a regular basis. So I travel a lot in workshops. Ours tends to be on a Marriott card so that I can earn Marriott points and thereby earn free hotel stays when we travel, making things in the end even cheaper. So you can definitely use that to kind of impact your savings and whatnot even further. Okay. So let's see, is there anything else budgeting wise? Now, let's talk groceries for a minute. I highly recommend that you have a grocery budget. Not that we're just going to go berserk with coupons and just buy all the deals that are around town. We need to have some kind of limit to where we stop on the deals. And this catches a lot of people. I get so many folks that email and say, you know what, Jenny, I'm spending more than I used to spend before coupons. I'm getting a ton more stuff, but I'm spending more. You have to stop yourself at some point. You have to say, you know what, yes, that shampoo costs 75 cents a bottle, and that's an amazing deal, but I don't have any more money in the budget. We're going to stay home because odds are you have enough shampoo. It's not that I have to run out and grab it right now and have every single bottle of shampoo that is available in the country. I just need what we're going to use for the next 6 weeks. We're going to see these deals come back around, but running out for every single deal is going to cost you a lot of money. It almost goes back to what I was mentioning with Amber, picking one grocery store and one drugstore. I would put another sentence on that and say, and go one time a week. So I'm not going to run to Publix every time a new deal pops up for Publix to grab that deal too, because they all add up. They're all purchases. And how many of us are really that great running out of the store with only what was on our list and not adding anything else to it? Most of us aren't so great at that, especially if you're heading to Target or Walmart. That's how they make most of their money. So you've got to have some kind of limit on what you're going to spend in the grocery store, and it can't just be I'm using coupons, so we're doing great. It has to have some kind of end cap where we're done for the week. We're staying home now. We have spent it all, and we aren't going to go back out for that 50-cent tube of toothpaste or whatever it is that's got you super excited. So as you're listing out budgets, don't forget to put a cap on that one for yourself. And then in other categories, I would push yourself to be even tighter. So clothing. If money is super tight this year, then let's make an effort to do consignment clothing, Goodwill clothing. These aren't usually going to even look bad. I got my girls some uniforms from Goodwill for American Heritage Girls, which is like Girl Scouts that we started this year. These were uniform skirts, uniform pants. They cost maybe $3 a piece. They looked brand new. Perfect. No one knows they came from Goodwill, but we spent nothing on them compared to what we would have spent if we had gone to any of the local clothing stores to grab them. So have a year of consignment. It's actually probably going to turn over a new leaf, and that's all you're going to do for your clothes. It doesn't mean that you have to just do Goodwill either. So if you feel like in your town your options aren't that great, there are a lot of online consignments as well. ThredUp. What is today? Today's the 19th. So ThredUp on the 22nd, I'm giving you an early heads up, don't tell them. On the 22nd, they're going to run a 99-cent sale, thredup.com. If you've never been there, it's a consignment sale, consignment store as well, where folks just kind of put a whole bunch of stuff they have in a bag. They don't sell everything, so they only sell the kind of top quality stuff, but it's going to be a big, huge clearance sale. Go crazy. They sell women's and children's clothes. So Brian and any other men watching, you guys are out. But the rest of us are going to get super cheap clothes on the 22nd. I don't know how long that sale is going to run, but I can tell you that the good stuff's going to go first because that's just how it works. So think of it like a garage sale. We all want to be there when it first starts. Then Brian's got a tip for all of us in terms of paying off our debt as well. So another great way to budget and check is to make a list of all your debts and make a point to pay extra towards the principal on the smallest debt. Pay it off quickly, then add the amount you're paying for that, smallest debt towards the next one, and so on and so forth. And that's the snowball. That's a Dave Ramsey snowball method. And they do. It pays them off quickly because you're getting rid of the smallest and you're keeping yourself motivated. That's really the concept of the snowball method, is to keep yourself motivated to keep paying off the next one, because you feel the impact of paying off the first one. You're super excited that you paid off the first one, and you move on to the next one. Now, financial planners would tell you that this is exactly the opposite of what you should do, and you should pay off the one that has the highest interest rate first, because that's the one that's costing you the most money. But I do see where Dave is coming from to keep you motivated, because if the one with the highest interest rate is a massive loan that's going to take you 4 or 5 years to pay off, you get kind of downtrodden. It's not going as well as you want it to go. So the snowball effect does keep people more motivated and thereby keeps you in it, keeps you going towards it, and keeps it happening. So either one in the end, you're still working towards being debt-free. That's the goal, whether you do snowball or whether you do highest interest first, but just putting all of your extra money towards your debts until they're paid off. One other big thing to try to work in on your savings is building some kind of nest egg, because that little $1,000 emergency fund is what's going to keep you from being in debt if something big comes up. Your car breaks down, your tires are flat, and you need to get new tires. Whatever. None of us know what's going to happen. For us, we saw ourselves having to almost dig a new well a couple of weeks ago as mud started coming out of our faucets instead of water. You just don't know what's going to happen. So having that nest egg is going to be not only a mental saver for you, but it's a debt saver as well, because it's keeping you from just jumping straight on a credit card and paying for things that you couldn't have afforded in the first place. Let's see. Barbara says, it doesn't want me to click on your name. There we go. Barbara says, I feel like I have a free reign on sales just because I have the coupon and I see good deals, but I think I may be stocking up too much, so thanks for the advice. Exactly. I'm glad that you see it that way. I'm not trying to come across and, make you feel like you've, overdone it or gone overboard in that sense, but just that we do have to put a cap on ourselves. We can't spend all the money just because I have a coupon and just because I have a good deal. I have to have the money to be able to spend the money. And going into the store and spending a ton isn't going to save you a ton in the end if I didn't actually need it. Okay. I think as a whole, we've kind of hit everything that I wanted us to hit in terms of basic budgeting and Walgreens and Rite Aid. So we've had a good night. I would love to hear feedback as we're done, if y'all want to send me emails or even want to chat in terms of how having a chat window has been for y'all, and being able to have that back as we used to have it with Spreecast. So hopefully this has worked for folks. I noticed that a lot of you didn't sign in with Google+, which is the other reason that we've moved to this new system, because you don't have to sign in with Google+, which Hangouts require, but this version of Hangouts does not require. So that's kind of fun. And if for some reason you joined late, this is still being saved. So it's still like our old Google Hangouts. It'll be on our YouTube page when we're done, and you can watch it whenever you'd like from the Southern Savers YouTube page. So you didn't miss anything, just as you wouldn't have last week. But we just have some more features. So in terms of all of this drugstore-wise, to kind of sum up drugstores before we end the night, we did talk about CVS last week. I encourage you to kind of go and watch that. Watch some of the CVS YouTube videos too. And lately, each week I've been sharing a CVS video as to what we're buying. But you do want to pick one drugstore. This is where I want you to get all of your personal care and all of your household items from. So most of these items we're never going to buy in the grocery store. They just can't compete. It's free deodorant. You can't touch that in a grocery store. We're going to get them in a drugstore. So all personal care, all household, like paper goods, coming from a drugstore. Diapers, coming from a drugstore. All of that in a drugstore. Grocery items from a grocery store. So I encourage you with the drugstores, though, you start small, you pick one drugstore, and you do one deal. So if you're brand new and you're like, yes, I watched a drugstore video and I'm going to go do the drugstores, one deal. And if I had to tell you which deal to do, it's this one. Go to CVS. You can print a $2 coupon from coupons.com right now. So go, it'll take 2 computers, print 3 of those. Or open up last Sunday's paper, like yesterday's paper. There's a buy one, get one coupon for these guys. Take the buy one, get one coupon from Sunday's paper, print one $2 off coupon. In the end, you can get 3 deodorants. They will cost $12, but you're about to use $6 in coupons. The buy one, get one will take off $4, the $2 off $2. I now owe $6, and you will get back a $6 extra care buck. So you just came out paying $6 but getting all $6 back. These are free in the end for you, basically. Do that deal if you're brand new. You can even repeat it, as we were talking about earlier. That deal is a limit of 2, it appears, if not more. Though the ad specifically says limit of 1, it's not limiting you. The receipt does not say offer limit reached. So you can do it again if you had enough coupons. Go home after that. You are brand new. Do not buy anything else. You're only in there because I told you to go there. You have no clue what you're doing. So start very small in one drugstore. Learn the ropes. I would also encourage you to go every week. So once a week for a month. The first time you go in, you're scared to death. The second time you go in, you learn a little bit more. And the next time you learn a little bit more. So it's getting better and better, but it's a slow process as you're kind of learning everything, and you will get there. And after about a month, you're a pro. You walked out and you owed 23 cents for everything that you bought. And you're pretty excited about that moment. So just don't go overboard in the beginning, and it'll definitely make sense by the end. But you got to start small and get into the system. And then Amber mentions your next deal can be, and then get some Tide Pods. I agree. So I'll pull in this one. These guys are also a really good deal at CVS. The 14 count of Tide Pods, it's $1.94 after coupons. And this isn't a teeny tiny bag. I mean, it's not like the little 5 count trial size. That has no limit, other than the fact that the coupons will limit you. The Procter & Gamble coupons state a limit of 4 like coupons per transaction. So that's your limit. But it's a very good deal on Tide. I will warn, or not warn, but give you a heads up as well, anyone that has a Publix. If you didn't see the Publix list that already went up earlier today, amazing deal on Tide starting Wednesday or Thursday in your area. As well, buy 3 Tides. They'll be $2.99 a piece after coupons. These are the little 40-ounce bottles. But you buy 3 Tides at $2.99 a piece after coupons, and you get a free rotisserie chicken. Okay, sounds good to me. It's already a good price for Tide, but it works. And one last thing, since Brian mentioned it as well, he says he always waits to go until Thursday when you get the extra email offer to use each week. That is definitely one thing you can do. So if you've signed up for CVS Extra Care emails, you will get an email every Thursday morning with a various kind of offer. Sometimes it's a 5 off 25, sometimes it's a 20% or a 30% off. Waiting until Thursday and then doing your sales, perfectly good. Or another tip on this one, you get the email on Thursday, it'll tell you that the coupon is good until Sunday, but if I wait and I print that coupon, or I send it to my card, or anything like that, I wait and I do that on Saturday or even Friday. I'm extending the life of that coupon, and it'll actually be good the beginning of next week. So it's not that I have to use it the end of this week. I really could get into the habit of printing them a day late or 2 days late, and can start to use those coupons next week. I don't have to use them at the end of this week. So you can play that either way that you'd like as you head into CVS. Let's see. Barbara says, my first drugstore deal was a disaster. I bought the wrong kind of deodorant and I didn't check the receipt before I left. I came back the next day and the CVS cashier helped me get the right kind and gave me the appropriate refund. I'm glad that they fixed it in the end. I have always felt that CVS has the best cashiers on the face of the earth, and I'm proud of you for coming back, because honestly, sometimes when we all screw up, we don't want to come back. We don't want to even be like, yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. And no, it's great to kind of start over and get them to fix it. And that is one where we really do have to pay attention to what we buy. If the deal says buy speed stick gear, but you buy the regular speed stick, nothing's going to print. I've got to buy exactly what the deal required when I'm in the store. So that's just kind of how the whole drugstore thing can be a little difficult. But once we figure out how to play the game, and I'm glad they helped you in that, then you are getting like even better to go and do even better each week. Okay, Well, what we're going to do next week, we're going to be here, same time, same exact situation, unless y'all hated it. I don't know. Feel free to give me feedback via email, though. And we will have another call. I don't really know where we're going to go next week. I will figure that out this week, but it can be wherever your questions are as well. So same time, Monday night, 8:30, same place. And I will get that up later on tonight so you can actually go ahead and register for it and get reminder emails, which was helpful with this new system as well to be able to send those. So I hope that y'all learned something, and I'll see you next week.